Hey everybody, it is Sunday afternoon, and this thick, dense jungle we're looking at is my Gourami Tank. So I've been out in the yard this afternoon. I was able to get a little bit of yard work done. I was out there hacking and whacking and chopping down a bunch of overgrown brush and weeds along the side of the yard, and it got me to thinking about this tank. So I really need to get in there and do a water change and plant grooming. The plant grooming is the important part. The water change can wait. That's not that big a deal, but if I'm going to get in there and do stuff in the tank, then I certainly am going to go ahead and include a water change with that. I'm not going to mess with the filter today. In fact, this is not even going to be a before and after video. I don't know if you caught that little movement up here in the top, but my rubber lip pleco is in there. You can just about make his tail sticking out from behind the one leaf lying on top of the other. At any rate, I really need to get in there and get all that stuff cleaned out. I mentioned in a recent video that YouTube has taken away the basic simple editor that came with YouTube. That made my life very easy. I'm not tech savvy at all. I actually feel a sense of accomplishment if I manage to open an email successfully. So navigating, editing apps and whatnot has been a bit of a challenge, and I cannot seem to get videos from this phone onto my computer in any meaningful way. I can get it to my Photos app through Google, but I can't get it from there onto the actual computer in any way that I can use it. I can put it in a folder, I can drag it and drop it to the desktop. Every time I try to go into one of these apps, and I'm talking about the Photos apps on the computer and a couple of the different editing apps I've tried, every time I try to drag and drop or import or whatever, it always tells me it's like a file it can't use or something. So I'm sure there's a way I can convert it or do something with it or whatever. I'm just not there yet. And it's only this camera. I have no idea why. Even when I plug the camera directly into the computer, it recognizes it. It says, your phone's plugged in. Do you want us to import photos? And I say yes, and it can't find any photos. No matter what I do, it can't find any. I've tried changing storage location on the phone. I've tried doing it with the Photos app open while I plug it in. I can't see how that would make a difference or not. But again, I'm just trying everything I can think of with my extremely limited knowledge of how to do this kind of stuff. And both apps are the same way. The two different editing apps I've tried, they've said, okay, you've got your phone plugged in, do you want us to import from the phone? And when I say yeah, it keeps insisting there's no videos or photos on my phone. So I don't know what's going on with that. If I really want to do a multi-part video where I transition from one scene to the next, I can use my GoPro and I can use my camcorder, because they both easily upload right onto my computer and I can drag them and drop them. I have used the editing app. I did my first experimental video of an outing yesterday on my kayak, and while I got the format wrong, I think I went with the standard format, so it's sitting in like a black box and looks kind of awkward. I've already changed that, so I can still struggle my way through getting some basic videos done. It's just not going to be with this camera. I'm going to have to use other cameras in order to do that, apparently. So today is not going to be a before and after. I honestly don't even know if I'm going to get in here and do the work on this tank today. I just had this on my mind and I wanted to throw that out there and chat about it for a minute. I will also ask you not to bother to give me advice or try to explain stuff to me. I don't mean that in any kind of rude way. Chances are more than likely I'm not going to understand what you're telling me to do anyway, and if I even attempt to do it, it'll get me more confused. So just don't bother. I'll work my way through it. I always get there in the end. Like I said, I'll sort it out. I'll get it figured out one of these days, and if not, I'll just use my other camera, and it'll make life a little more of a pain in the butt for me. So once again, thank you, YouTube, for taking away your best feature. That was awesome. I loved the editing app that YouTube, or the editing feature that YouTube had built right in. It was awesome. I have no idea why they took it away, other than I'm sure it was costing them more money than it was making them, and then that's always the reason everything goes away. So whatever, there's nothing I can do about that. Anyway, there's my little rambling chat while we looked at the vastly overgrown Gourami Tank. Believe it or not, I do have fish in here. They're hard to see. They've got plenty of places to hide, and we've got such low lighting because it's all being just gobbled up by the plants here, both the water sprite and the lotus. So you can see the water sprite is just growing like crazy in here. And if we come down to this end, you can see the water sprite and the lotus are actually overlapping each other. They're all floating on the surface. So if I had room between the glass and the surface, I'd probably get some lotus flowers in there at some point. So there you go. That's probably the only video I'm going to do today. I don't know why we're not focusing here. There we go. If I do get the work done in this tank today and shoot a video, it'll just be another video. So the next time you see this tank, it'll be very, very much trimmed up. So normally I would say here's your before at this point, as we, sequence into the next part where we would get to see the after, but that's not going to happen today. So thanks for watching this one. Hang in there, bear with me, I'll get there in the end. We'll get some good videos happening again, and who knows, maybe this, once I get used to working with a new editor or something, I'll be able to get some more high quality videos or some better transitions, or I don't know, we'll see what happens. But like I said, bear with me, I'll get there in the end, I always do. So thanks again for watching. Don't forget, this one is my Gourami tank, and I'll see you all real soon in the next one.